Hey you guys, I'm just coming here with a public service announcement. Okay, just because your YouTube channel doesn't have a lot of views or it doesn't have a lot of likes, or just because your Instagram doesn't have a lot of views and doesn't have a lot of likes, that doesn't mean anything. Because I have like around 500 subscribers, right? But my 500 subscribers spend money. I don't have the fake look at, get the likes, and hope that YouTube AdSense send me some money. My 500 subscribers subscribe to me because I've been doing business with them since they can remember. And out of a courtesy, because they be looking for the sales. Because sometimes we have sales that we don't announce to them and they get mad. So we have sales sometimes that we will put on this YouTube channel knowing that they can't see it. So then they call us up. Or, they got our what's up stuff and they say, man, we need this right now. Send the order, send the order. So listen, we're not a media outlet, which we were trying to be now. Okay, but before we was just retired, a couple, retired couple. That's all we are, really, a retired couple. Because I can't work here in Thailand, so everything is outsourced. You know what I mean? I don't do nothing. I don't pick up a box. I don't ship out a shipment. I don't take an order. I don't work. I'm retired. All right. So all that stuff was established and done before I even got here. So it's just like when Donald Trump became president, right? He had to turn over all his holdings and things to his family, to his sons, because as being a president, you cannot work for, you work for the country. You can't work for nothing else. So, and that's exactly what we did in the name of Donald T. Trump. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Hold on. And this is how we do it. You see, as long as you can hustle, I don't care what color you are. If you want to bind together in a group and be poor, you can be black, you could be white, you can be Mexican, you can be Puerto Rican, you can be Chinese, Asian, or whatever. You ain't trying to get that money, and you doing it sneakily. Meaning this, you making up false shit, you stealing from the government. You ain't trying to create your own businesses. You ain't trying to work for yourself. So you want the Democrats to tell you, you want to live poor? What happened? Did you run out of hustle? What happened? Let me tell you the Democrats. You people ran out of hustle, so you started working for the Democrats. So you put that Democratic machine in. Now look, no doubt, Democrats doing what they are obligated to do, and that's keep a workforce. I don't blame them. That's everybody who vote for Democrats pretty much is in the workforce. They're not working for themselves because the Democrats is not giving you no breaks when it comes to you starting your own business. The Republicans giving you hella breaks. You couldn't even, look, the normal person, right, I ain't got nothing to start with, you gonna do a shoe shine stand. The Democrats that come along and say, no, you can't set up a shoe shine stand right here. You need the permits. You need this, you need that. But when a Republican, man, go ahead and get your money. Make your money as long as it's legal and moral. We ain't gonna stand in your way. Well, they telling me, the Democrats is telling me, I own 40 acres, up there in northern, up there in Northern California near Yosemite and near all this, and I can't even dig a well. But I'm supposed to own the land. What kind of shit is that? And if I find some water, you can come in and just take it. What type of shit is that? That's that bill that Obama signed, that all underwater wells can be federalized immediately when they wanted to. So that's just like me being here in Thailand. I cannot own the land. You know what I'm saying? Which I understand that. You can own the house that's on top of the land, but you can't own nothing underneath it. So if you wish to go out back in the day when people were moving to Texas and they were going into Texas and they started drilling in their own land that they bought and they found oil, they got rich. Now that is no longer the case. You know, all your underground resources are federally owned. So it's just like Thailand. It's just like Southeast Asia. Just because you own the structure on top of the land, you don't own the land. Feel me? So you think about what I'm saying. You used to be able to do it. You know, our ex-president, what's his name? Bush. He owns the dirt and the mineral rights underneath his shit. Obama came in and signed that some shit 138, whatever, saying that your well, or if you find any natural resources on that shit, that can be federalized. You don't own the land. You own what's on top of it. Believe what I'm trying to tell you. Oh, you own 14 acres at top. You start digging and you find some oil, water, whatever, that's federalized. I could be wrong. But see, that's the point of I could be wrong. You have to do your own research. All right? And look, let me explain something to you. The similarities that you guys, congregate to, is your downfall. Because you got the blind leading the blind. You people are so similar. What you call it? Oh, I would like to be in the same mindset. Why? So you can, you know, it's almost like you guys are fucking cousins. Look, you got your own little group and this is the way you think. But there's no outside opinion. If you look, let me give you another example. All right? With all this so-called homosexuality, LGBTQ prejudice. Do you know back in Rome? Do you know who Nero was? He was a Roman emperor. Nero had open gay marriages to other men. This is how widely accepted and a part of culture it was back then. If you're not that way, why should you look down on somebody that is? I mean, see, you're trying to group. Each individual have their own individual fingerprints. They can make their own individual choices. All right? If a man don't turn you on, why are you worried about the next motherfucker? I mean, see, this is the reason why I don't get monetized. Because I just use that language. I'm speaking because I'm 64. I'm trying to make a point. I don't have time to have vocabulary, nuances. So, say what I said. No. Listen. This hat doesn't defend no one. I voted my interest. You hear me? Because I'm a hustler. I voted my interest. That's all it is to it. I don't look, and y'all can say some shit too. We don't like them niggas neither. And I ain't talking about the NIGGAs. I'm talking about the shit that they put them in R's on. Come on, man. Tell me you like a pookie and a regular. You know what I'm saying? Tell me. This is some real shit. Oh, no, I'm not racist. I'm not anti-black, and I'm not pro-white. I'm pro my motherfucking money because I know shit's gonna get expensive. Everything has to go high before it gets right. You understand what I'm saying? See, you don't look at history. If you were to ask yourself about assassinations, different things that happened in the United States history, or even around the world, you only heard the story that was presented to you. It was a reason for it. You'll never hear the story because guess what? You belong to that group that made up their mind. Let me tell you another stupid shit that we all realize. Nigga, China ain't never invaded no motherfucker. China ain't in no wars. China don't, go with that shit. Without China, you wouldn't have this camera that I'm talking to you on right now. Come on now. But you guys need an enemy. You don't want to look at the enemy that's causing all this genocide shit that we have to deal with because about this money and about that, my book right up here. And I made a short video about it. So y'all don't want to have to deal with that. So you're going to create a new enemy of China. Putin ain't out there killing brown people, nigga, like we used to a long time ago. Putin ain't out there doing that, is he? Exactly. And if you would know the whole story behind that shit, you would see Putin doing what the fuck he got to do. You understand? It ain't about that NATO shit. Nigga, do you know the Ukraine was sitting around there hijacking the price of the gas that it was coming because they had to run a pipeline through Ukraine to get to the rest of Europe. Ukraine used to hijack that price. You know what I'm saying? And charge more. He told them don't do that. Then he said, well, and then Ukraine used to threaten Russia, well, I go to NATO and I can do what the fuck. Shit. Go on with that shit. You think they just fighting because of the fuck? Man, why don't y'all think before you have an opinion? And since you don't think before you have an opinion, why don't you just stay in your own lane? It's 8 billion people on the planet, and they trying to connect you with 8 billion of them. You hear me? Stay in your own motherfucking lane. That's it. Dude, I ain't worried about 8 billion people. I can care less. I care less about, how I control my finances, what my future is going to look like, not depending on the geopolitical what the fuck ever. You know what I'm saying? If I wake up with a hard dick and I tap my beautiful wife and she love that hard dick, she get on top. You understand? That's reality. That's reality. No, that's life. That's reality. All right, I ain't worried about the 8 billion people when she on top, looking all good like that, making them noises. Ooh, shit. I'm gonna take a picture of that for y'all one day. All right, y'all got to go to the Patreon for that. Yep. Okay, I ain't started one yet, but we will. Okay. And look here, don't let my hat offend you. You understand me? You're not intelligent enough to make a decision. So you're around here making all these complaining videos. You understand what I'm saying? And I see you making these complaining videos, But I don't see nobody from the Ukraine or from Gaza making complaining videos. Why? Because they just cut their shit totally the fuck off. You crying about the price of something, nigga, they crying about water. You understand that? But you don't see they videos, do you? You don't even know they exist. And when you got these other video bloggers and they doing what I call reaction videos, they not doing no reaction videos from the people out of Gaza. They ain't doing no reaction peoples from the people, you know, in Yemen. They ain't doing no reaction videos from the soldiers that's sitting around there in Qatar and Abu Dhabi, and they bombs could come on them any minute. What about those reaction videos? You understand? What about the Serengeti? You see them? Because they block them. And then you didn't like the fact that Starlink, you know, Elon Musk, thank you so much, was putting shit up so the average motherfucker can see what the average motherfucker is doing. Yeah, I just cut all that. I just cut all my sponsor shit up with that. Shoot. You know? Look, I don't mean to be. Listen. I voted my best interest. And I still think it's my best interest. You know? People who voted the right way and people who knew, always knew that this was going to happen. That shit is a bubble. And then the bottom line is to be able to take care of your family and ride it out. You understand that? It ain't the end of the world yet. Hey, that's my silly cream, my mouth. Later.